The greatest of all time just made history in Beantown. John Cena achieved Grand Slam status on what could be his final night ever in Boston, and the TD Garden absolutely erupted. This is the moment wrestling fans have been waiting for, and we're breaking down every incredible detail. Welcome to Wrestling vs. CC. I'm your host, and you're about to witness wrestling history. Before we dive into this legendary night, make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell because we're covering every moment of John Cena's farewell tour, and you do not want to miss a single second. What's up, Wrestling vs. family? Last night in Boston, Massachusetts, the wrestling world witnessed something truly extraordinary. John Cena, the 16-time world champion, the face that runs the place, the man who's been the backbone of professional wrestling for over 2 decades, added another monumental achievement to his already legendary career. He became a Grand Slam champion in front of a capacity crowd that showered him with the love and respect he's earned over his incredible journey. For those who might not know, achieving Grand Slam status means a wrestler has won every major championship available in their promotion. We're talking world championships, mid-card titles, tag team gold, and everything in between. It's the wrestling equivalent of an EGOT in entertainment, and it's a feat that only the absolute greatest ever accomplish. And John Cena did it in Boston. The city that's seen him triumph and struggle. The city that's been part of some of his most memorable moments. The city that, on this night, got to witness the final chapter of an incredible story. Let me paint the picture for you. The TD Garden was absolutely packed. 18,000 screaming fans filled every corner of that arena, and the energy was palpable from the moment the doors opened. Boston fans are notorious for being passionate, loud, and knowledgeable about their wrestling, and they showed up in force for this historic night. You could feel it in the air, that electricity that only happens on truly special occasions. Fans wore Cena merchandise spanning his entire career. Colorful shirts, headbands, wristbands, championship replica belts. Some wore throwback gear from his Doctor of Thugonomics days, others sported the iconic, "Never Give Up," colors that became synonymous with his legacy. Signs filled the arena. "Thank you Cena. Boston salutes the champ, 16-time and still grinding, Cena's last Boston stand." Every sign told a story, every message carried emotion. This wasn't just another show. This was a celebration, a thank you, and a farewell all rolled into one unforgettable night. When Cena's music hit, the place absolutely lost it. The roar was deafening. Grown men and women had tears streaming down their faces. Kids stood on their chairs, parents hoisted children on their shoulders so they could see their hero one more time. The standing ovation lasted over 3 minutes before Cena even reached the ring. 3 minutes of pure, unfiltered appreciation for everything this man has given to professional wrestling and to the fans who've supported him. Cena stood at the top of the ramp, taking it all in. You could see the emotion on his face. This wasn't the cocky superstar or the unstoppable champion persona. This was John Felix Anthony Cena Jr., a kid from West Newbury, Massachusetts, just miles from Boston, standing in front of his people one final time in the city that helped shape him. He pointed to the crowd, saluted them in his trademark fashion, and made his way to the ring, slapping hands with every fan he could reach along the way. The moment was pure magic. Once in the ring, Cena grabbed a microphone. The crowd was still thunderous, chanting, "Cena! Cena! Cena!" over and over. He waited, smiled that million-dollar smile, and wiped his eyes. When he finally spoke, his voice cracked with emotion. He talked about his journey. How he started at the bottom, grinding in development territories, working independent shows, doing whatever it took to achieve his dream. He spoke about his debut, about the doubters who said he'd never make it, about the moment he realized this was more than just a job, it was a calling. Cena talked specifically about Boston. About performing in small venues in the area when nobody knew his name. About the fans who supported him before he was famous, before the championships, before the stardom. He thanked Boston for being part of his story, for giving him a foundation, for never forgetting where he came from. The crowd hung on every word. This wasn't a promo, this was real. This was a man pouring his heart out to people who had been with him through every step of his incredible career. Then he addressed the elephant in the room. The one title that had eluded him, the one championship needed to complete his Grand Slam. Tonight, he had the opportunity to capture it, and he promised the Boston crowd that he would leave everything in that ring to make history in their city. The challenge was issued, and the anticipation in the arena reached fever-pitch levels. His opponent made their entrance, and the match was on. I'm not going to do a move-by-move breakdown because this was more than just a wrestling match. This was storytelling at its absolute finest. This was physical poetry. This was two athletes giving the performance of a lifetime on the grandest stage. The action was intense from the opening bell. Cena, even at this stage of his career, moved with purpose and determination. Every strike had meaning, every counter told a story. His opponent pushed him to his absolute limit, forcing Cena to dig deeper than perhaps he ever had before. Boston fans were invested in every moment. They gasped at near falls, they rallied behind Cena when he was down, they appreciated the incredible athleticism on display. This wasn't just a hometown crowd cheering their hero, this was a knowledgeable wrestling audience recognizing they were witnessing something truly special. The match built and built, each moment more dramatic than the last. There were sequences that had fans on their feet, exchanges that drew genuine, "This is awesome" chants. Both competitors were giving absolutely everything they had. At one point, Cena was down, struggling to get back to his feet. The referee was counting, the opponent was exhausted but confident. And then, from the crowd, it started quietly at first but grew into a deafening roar. "Let's go Cena." The classic chant that has followed him throughout his career echoed through TD Garden. The energy from the crowd seemed to revitalize him. Cena fed off their support, drawing strength from 18,000 fans who believed in him one more time. He pulled himself up, shook off the cobwebs, and the fight was back on. The final sequence of the match was absolutely spectacular. Cena hit his signature moves with precision and power. His opponent countered brilliantly, showcasing why this was a championship-caliber match. The drama was off the charts, the execution was flawless, and the crowd was absolutely electric. Then came the moment. The moment. Cena positioned his opponent, the crowd knew what was coming, and he delivered his finishing sequence with absolute perfection. The cover, the referee counted, 1, 2, 3. New champion. Grand Slam achieved. The arena exploded. The noise level was indescribable. Confetti fell from the ceiling, the lights sparkled, and John Cena held that championship high above his head, tears streaming down his face as the reality of what he'd just accomplished washed over him. He did it. In Boston. On potentially his final night in this city. In front of fans who had been with him from the beginning. John Cena became a Grand Slam champion, cementing his legacy as one of the absolute greatest to ever do it. The celebration was beautiful. Cena climbed every turnbuckle, acknowledging every section of the arena. He pointed to fans, he saluted, he celebrated with pure, genuine joy. This wasn't for the cameras, this was for the people who made his career possible. His opponent showed tremendous class, shaking Cena's hand and raising his arm in victory. The respect between competitors was evident, and it added another layer of emotion to an already overwhelming moment. Cena's music played again, but you could barely hear it over the crowd. The "Thank you Cena" chants were universal now, every single person in that building on their feet, applauding, celebrating, and saying goodbye to a legend in the city that helped create him. He grabbed the microphone one last time. His voice was thick with emotion as he thanked Boston again, thanked the fans for making this night possible, and acknowledged that while this might be his last time in this ring in this city, Boston would forever be in his heart. The closing image was powerful. John Cena, standing center ring, championship held high, surrounded by the love and appreciation of 18,000 people, his legacy now complete with Grand Slam status achieved. Let's talk about what this means for John Cena's legacy. Grand Slam champion. Those words will now forever be attached to his name. He joins an elite list of performers who've achieved this status, and he did it in a way that was so authentically him. With heart, with passion, with respect for the business and for the fans. His career has been defined by breaking records and achieving the impossible. 16 world championships, countless memorable moments, feuds that defined generations, and now, Grand Slam champion. The resume is quite simply unmatched. But what makes this special is where it happened. Boston isn't just another city to Cena. It's home. It's where his wrestling roots are planted. To achieve this monumental feat in front of his home crowd, on what could be his final appearance in this city. It's the stuff of fairy tales. It's the perfect storybook ending to a chapter of his legendary career. For Boston fans, this is a night they'll tell their grandchildren about. They were there when John Cena made history. They were part of something that transcends wrestling and becomes part of sports folklore. The TD Garden crowd played their part perfectly, supporting their hometown hero and creating an atmosphere that elevated an already incredible match into something truly unforgettable. The question now becomes, what's next for John Cena? He's achieved everything there is to achieve. Grand Slam champion, multiple-time world champion, main event performer, crossover superstar. His farewell tour continues, but every appearance now carries even more weight. Every match could be the last in that city, that arena, with those fans. What we do know is that John Cena has given us another unforgettable moment to add to his highlight reel. Another reminder of why he's been at the top of this industry for so long. Another example of what happens when talent, dedication, and genuine love for the business combine to create magic. Boston got to witness wrestling history, and John Cena got to complete his Grand Slam journey in the perfect place, in front of the perfect crowd, at the perfect time. This is what professional wrestling is all about. Moments that matter, stories that resonate, athletes who dedicate their lives to entertaining us, and fans who support them through it all. Last night in Boston, all of those elements came together to create something truly special. So what did you think of this historic night, wrestling vs. family? Were you in the TD Garden to witness this moment live? Are you emotional seeing Cena achieve Grand Slam status? What was your favorite moment from his incredible career? Drop all your thoughts in the comments below because we want to hear from you. If you loved this breakdown, show us some love by hitting that like button and make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. We're covering every stop on John Cena's farewell tour, breaking down every historic moment, and bringing you the best wrestling content on YouTube. Share this video with every Cena fan you know, every wrestling fan who appreciates greatness, and anyone who loves witnessing history being made. Let's celebrate this incredible achievement together. Thank you for watching Wrestling vs. CC. Thank you for being part of our amazing community. And most importantly, thank you John Cena for 20+ years of inspiration, entertainment, and unforgettable moments. Until next time, keep celebrating wrestling, keep supporting the performers who give us these incredible memories, and remember, hustle, loyalty, respect, and never give up. This is Wrestling vs. CC, I'm your host, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.